All right, all my little YouTube motherfuck faces. It's Validation Boy's live stream. Excuse me. It's Validation Boy live stream 6/11, June 11th, 2018. All right. Let's see. Let me fucking turn this off. It's technical problems every single time. Maybe I should learn. Maybe I won't. First 5 in the live per tradition. I can't even speak. Powerful loading dose today. Okay. In at number 1, Ed Upside Down Head. Oh, yes. In at number 2, The Beloved. Okay. The widely sought after Jed Skeptic Media. Oh, yeah. Popped in to give the man VB a thumbs up. Thanks, Jed. And then at number 3, an excellent contributor to this live chat. It is Kenny from Lanada. Oh, nice. And he has some shit twisted, about basketball, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And in at number 4, who was it? Who was it, guys? It was Twitwit. That's right, Twitwit. And at number 5, A Land Without Judgment. Good to have you. Yes, and we've also been joined by Schlumminger. Yep. And Chapin Roberts and 72nd Human and a new power fan of Validation Boy. I call him a power fan because the level of fandom that this viewer displays, he's like the powerhouse of fandom for Validation Boy. I mean, I don't know how I would describe it. Power fan. That is the rig. I mean, I'm not going to say he outright worships me like I'm deity, because that would be a bit of an exaggeration. But he comes in here and he just sings nothing but praise of my channel, of my originality, of the fact that I have the confidence to come out here and deliver the goods for you guys time after time after time on this regular basis. Be here for you guys, have a place where you guys can vent, let it all hang loose, unwind for the week. Y'all know you get a little subtle adrenaline rush when you see that Validation Boy live stream popping up. And I welcome all of you little motherfuck faces to my deep, dark corner, to my domain. Man, the pre-show, we were getting down, Of course, once this show ends, I'm going to put it on private and cut out all those blacked out spots. And if you were there, you were there. If you weren't, you weren't. Man, Eugene 12. This is great. It's going to be a bit of a sporting episode. We're going to go into the world of competition, because that's fun. When I do watch TV, it's always competition-based broadcasting. I like watching the Olympics. I like watching pro wrestling. I like watching basketball, sports, baseball. I don't do too much of it. I don't get around to watching many of those. A couple of those I watch religiously, like such as certain game shows on TV. Oh, NASA Fondles Balls has joined us. And Mr. Drobot, okay? Man. Unearther, Nathan Oakley, 1980. Wow. Chapin Roberts, who can make more bad arguments on either side? You watch TheVoice, don't dodge. Oh, yeah, it's a competition show. It's a game show, And it's just so I wouldn't prefer to watch such singing shows and stuff. I like the sports, like American Ninja Warrior, or like NFL football a little bit, Major League Baseball, the NBA, But TheVoice, my woman, she loves singing. She loves singers, songs. She's all about that. She knows the lyrics to pretty much every song ever, and has a wide spectrum of listening history that she was able to share with me over the many years we've been together. which I appreciate. She showed me all kinds of true, authentic, old school country that I really didn't know about because I grew up on punk and metal. I never hated country. It wasn't my thing. As I get older, and she showed me, oh, you want the classics? Boom, boom, boom. Here's the classics. What do you think about this? Oh, don't forget about this. And don't forget about this guy. And don't forget about this whole group of female singers. Boom, knowledge. Okay. I'm very fortunate. Not to rub it in all y'all fucking losers' faces and shit, but I am very fortunate in that one regard. At least in that one regard. But Chapin Roberts erroneously, once again, with another very bad call, says that grunge is greater than punk. Oh, feel free to exile yourself from this live stream chat. Okay. Oh, I don't boot people. This is the first ever wrench-free flat earth YouTube truth genre live stream chat that's never had a single wrench or spanner ever in its entire history. I'm the original guy. I'm the one that did it. And now a lot of other people do it because of me. But anyways, Timmy says he wants to blow Chapin Roberts. It makes a lot of sense that he would want to blow someone like Chapin Roberts. All right. So trying to throw me off, Tim, and it worked. I'll be honest, Timmy. You got me, bro. I know you're rolling around in your chair laughing. You got me, Tim. You fucked me up. But it's good to see that you're here. I know you can't resist watching me. So in the end, really, I'm the one winning. So watch on, bitch boy. Just kidding, bro. Just kidding. I watch Timmy's live streams live. So I'm glad to see Timmy here too. But yeah, we were talking about, what was I going to say about They Lie Ohio? Besides subscribe to his channel. Oh yeah. Someone in here mentioned about, Ohio's guitars. And I said, They Lie Ohio has a sweet collection. You can see it on his channel. If I'm not mistaken, on several of They Lie Ohio's older moon videos, moon footage and moon scanning and things that he was doing and experiments and observations and camera work and just productions and stuff that he was making, he was including some of his own original guitar work. So in case you all are curious, I think you can actually hear De La Ohio playing some very, very sweet guitar work on some of his older videos. Fill us in, Ohio, if you're out there, please, please. All right, but anyways, so Jed, he said over here that he's in his De La Ohio says, fun fact number 2, Timothy Osmond loves VB. Aw, look at me, I'm about to blush. I'm getting pink like a gerbil's little ass, like Jed used to say. No, but speaking of Jed, he said he was in his bed there, listening to VB as he goes to sleep. Let Validation Boy talk you to sweet sleep, man. But he had a video where he was talking about his genetics, how he gave the fucking, the whatever agency his fucking genetic sample, or really just some saliva or whatever. And then they claim that they know your genes and stuff. But then he got his results back, and then they sent him an update. So now I'm watching his update video from a couple days ago, which I'm gonna link below. And subscribe to Jed Skeptic Media, everybody, if you can. And in the video, he's gotten an update from this company or agency, whatever the fuck it is. I guess it's a private company. I don't know. Which then at that point, can you trust them? Are they federally I don't know. Who can you fucking trust? That's the whole point of all this. Because in the update, they've drastically altered his thing by 35% probability in his probability of being strictly from Western Europe. He went from, like a 58 or 68% chance or something like that he was like from Scotland, Ireland, to now it was like 98% or some shit, 97%, I think. So, and that was just a couple months later. So how the fuck is that kind of data changing? What does that all mean? Does that mean that someone else somewhere sent a sample in, a collective of samples were evaluated, and they concluded that because of the influence factors X, Y, and Z had on this group of samples and how similar yours is to that group of samples, then they're going to cluster you in with them. So how the fuck do you know any of this shit's real? And how do you know they're not just scanning your Facebook and your YouTube and any other thing you do and just zapping into your home computer PC address and analyzing everything about you? and looking at you and looking at pictures of you and stuff and being like, okay, I'm gonna tell this guy that he's 88% Scottish and 12% Irish. You know, Michael Jones. Nathan Oakley, 1980 says, LOL, that's useful. Learned he was from Scotland. Could have looked out his fucking window. Yeah. Well, no. So, I mean, that shit's bullshit. And I'm not here to I'm not here to like troll Jed or anything like that, but I mean, he's just all into it, I know he's not as full of zeal about the whole process now that he's gotten these twisted results back. I know he's a little less enthusiastic, rather. Okay. Getting fucking words mixed up over here. Trying to entertain you guys. So hard. Trying so hard. All right, so Jed fucking poor Jed, he fucking sent his shit off, and he called it though. He said there was a fighter who came back 3% African, and he was like a white guy, so he ran around calling people the N-word and all this stuff, like ignorantly, like comfortably saying that. And then they sent back the results, or what if they send back the results and it switches on them? And he said, what about people that have tattoos? I'll just link the video. It's a good video, real good video. Makes you think. But it's very interesting because Jed's fair about it in that video, I believe. I believe Jed's pretty fair about it in that video. The fact that it could all be malarkey due to the fact that they went a 35% shift in probability on genetic factors. I thought that shit was a science. Oh, I thought your code was a G's, T's, C's, and A's and all that. But I guess not. Where's the fucking bullshit end and the fucking cuckery begin when it comes to the science? Science. The shit that Timothy Osmond claims he loves, but we know he's lying. We know Timothy does have a soul inside there, and he can see past the material. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, okay, so then there's this video that's been popping up in my sidebar, and it's a video about, and I'll link it below too. I don't even remember what the fuck it's called, but it's basically, why does music suck now? And it's supposed to be like a kind of a pseudo-scientific analysis of why current pop music is not as good as old music and stuff. And, it's just aggravating because the video has this bias. And just from the thumbnail and everything that it's just a bias. There's just a lot of bias going into the video. And of course, they're going to say the old music is better, dude. And yeah, okay. Now that becomes a matter of interpretation. And, I was trying to explain all my thoughts that I had on just this very concept alone to my woman, and it just got too big. And she said, I think you should talk about this. We talked about it for a while, and she said, this would be good for you to bring up on your live stream. So I figured she's right. Once again, it would be good for me to bring up on the live stream. And fucking this video talks about timbre, Timbre, and it's supposed to be, I guess, maybe a French word, and it's pronounced timbre, And, I am an ace musician. It's just I don't know all these official terms and stuff. I know what all of it means, and I put it all into practice, and I use all the elements of all this knowledge of music. I know what everything does and how it works and why it works and what it means and when to do this and how to do that and why to do this and why to do that when. All musically, in the recording stage, in the live performance stages, in the studio production, post-production stages, all of it, okay? It's a breathing organic thing that can be manipulated as a piece of art, because then when you play it back and the sound fills the room, the actual sound waves are moving in different directions and physically changing, and it becomes an actual living piece of art, not living, not conscious, not with an actual life or a soul, obviously, but it's moving, and it's surrounding you physically, so it is. So that's the beauty of music, right? But then there's also the beauty of music in headphones, which is a whole nother fucking universe of joy and pleasure, And I recommend anyone that's ever listened to any Validation Boy music oriented videos that I made where it's a song playing to always listen in headphones. And you'll hear what I was really hearing as the producer when I was producing it, because I did produce them in headphones, partially in audio speakers, but mainly in headphones. In the assumption that a lot of people nowadays are listening in headphones or are listening in devices that go into a headphone jack. that just, either Bluetooths to your car, which is kind of the same thing. Or, I guess maybe, or, uses the headphone jack to, auxiliary cable into your car and stuff like that, which I did for a long time. And so that's the sound you want. That's when you need to maximize your sonic output on your final track, on your final, file, I guess. Ed Upside Down said has. Ed Upside Down Head so faithfully says hashtag the lower EP. Oh yeah, check out lower 5-song EP on my channel. Chapin Robert says, I think the popularity of bad music is just proof of how intelligence is decreasing. See, here's the thing. I'm getting a little bit annoyed of people having this misconception. Okay. Now, when we're talking about interpretive enjoyment, okay, anyone who's older by default is going to say the older stuff was better, especially in today's landscape, what we have now. Okay, by default, you're going to say, yeah, Led Zeppelin beats the shit out of any Bruno Mars, or something, or, Katy Perry. Obviously, it ain't jack shit compared to Whitney Houston. You know what I'm talking about? Or Shaka Khan, or shit, even Rick James, or even David Bowie, or Elvis Presley, or you name it, down the list, man. Okay. Prince, right? Shit, Justin fucking Timberlake. Okay. Big talent. Frank Sinatra. People with next level shit. Okay. The infamous singers of the past, the Whitney Houstons. Okay. Now this whole debate about timbre, it comes down to this idea that the old music, and I'm going to use, I could use Beatles music, this video talks about the Beatles White Album and stuff, but as Stargods told us, the Beatles might not have even existed. Beatles didn't exist. But no, really though, I'm going to use Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys instead as my example, because I'm much more familiar with the Beach Boys, because honestly, they kind of like destroy the Beatles for me. Call me a bias because I'm American, but I believe that the Beatles might have started something, but I think the Beach Boys kind of perfected it. I'll just leave it at that. The timbre is supposed to be about the fact that they would use multiple instruments. And of course, Pet Sounds is loaded with orchestras, orchestrations. That movie, Walk Hard, they spoof, in one of the phases that the guy goes through, they spoof the Brian Williams Pet Sounds era as a phase he goes through, when he's got like a guy sitting there with like a goat horn whistle thing or something, and a pan flute and a cymbal or whatever, the tambourines and stuff, all that stuff, the funny stuff. Yeah, okay, there was a richness that was involved with all that. Okay, but see, sometime in the late 90s, it started the volume wars, and companies or producers and stuff started realizing that with digital, they could just literally double and maybe even triple the entire album on top of itself, and then release it as a CD. And then the signal that you're getting from the CD is 2-3 times, maybe 4 or 5 times louder than what you could get from a vinyl record or a cassette tape, stuff like that. Yeah, I guess in the headphones, there would be this richness that you'd find when listening to Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys. If you could see spatially, as a musician, I see the music in my mind spatially with layers and depths, and I have physically colors and shapes and placements of items and images, and I can physically watch what's going on in my mind, like a live menu, interactive. That's the level I see music on. When I'm, listening to multiple things going on at the same time, and maybe even trying to manage my own productions and things like that, or manage a band that I was in with like a horn section, or managing that while managing this, that, and the other. mentally for my own tracking and stuff. Yeah, the fucking timbre is there for this old shit. You know, even fucking Still of the Night by Whitesnake. Okay? Huge timbre in that fucking song. Even though it's limited to guitars and keyboards and drums and singing, there's still a lot. And there's multiple guitars, there's multiple vocals, different synthesizer and piano parts, percussive parts, and traditional drum set, rock and roll drum set parts. Guitar solos, a bass guitar that sometimes has a sound effect like a chorus on it, and then there's a dry bass guitar sound, like a signal sound, separate channel signal at the same time simultaneously, and sometimes this one cuts in and out, but you always got at least the standard one. Yeah, see, the shit's deep as fuck. Okay, when you're trying to manipulate the breathing, maybe not living piece of art, but the breathing piece of art that is music. Okay, that can be created through music. And the fact that time exists and the fact that time has to pass. And in that time, you can physically have sound waves interact and hit and do things through speakers and in a room, that it becomes a breathing piece of art. But anyways, someone in here, Zombie Birdie King says, Toto, Africa is my favorite. Hey, fantastic song. Huge timbre in said song. Okay. Now, the thing is, the volume war started, and even though less technical instruments are being used typically in today's music, and the more we go on, the less and less the instruments are used, because it is getting even more childlike and rudimentary, as someone said in here earlier or suggested towards. If you look back over the last few years, you're still going to find songs like even, Sorry by Justin Bieber. Okay. Even if you listen to that song, you're going to find that there is many, many layers of sounds and patterns and frequencies that are completely different than all the other sounds. And if you're in the right state of mind, per se, and you really get the headphones on and you really listen to even a song like Sorry by Justin Bieber, if you try to count the instruments and different things that you actually hear happening, you're going to be in the 20s. Okay. There's 14, anywhere between 14 and 25 given different instrumentations happening in any modern song. I'm talking about a Will.i.am song, a Britney Spears song, a Katy Perry song, even a good Maroon 5 or Adam Levine song, any of these electronic things. There's tons of timbre, and it could be argued that the timbre is actually more rich by default in today's music because of the fact of digital, and digital capabilities. Because of that. Now, and also you got to consider the fact that just because all of these things are coming from a synthesizer, a keyboard, a computer, whatever you want to call it, they're still drastically different frequencies. Okay. The kick drum is its own sound and has nothing to do with the piano sound that's also coming from that same synthesizer, which also has nothing to do with the digital twinkle twinkle fucking ding 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 little fucking sound effects, musical note things that happened way in the fucking distance behind just a few of the lines in the song, way in the right speaker, really, really low in the volume with tons of reverb on it, and placed right behind some other instrument, and you don't even realize it's there unless you're really, really into the music and really fucking feeling it, and you hear those little detailed fucking one-time things in a song. Like, whoa, my mind just got blown. I just heard this little fucking thing way off in the fucking distance and shit. Oh, but it makes sense because it's part of this other instrument that's doing a fill, So, just because all these different sounds are coming from the same computer doesn't mean that they're not creating massive ranges. Okay. You can listen to Sweet Dreams by Beyonce. Okay. And you can hear the development of where things started to head with just kick drum and snare drum, artificial, obviously, and maybe artificial bass line with a little bit of distortion on it and stuff like that. And then different kinds of bass sounds, multiple bass lines technically going at the same time, mixed in with intense synthesizer and piano parts, and five-part layers of vocal madness going on. I know it's cheesy music, but if you actually listen to that shit, it's very enchanting fucking music. And I know that's a really bad song because that song Sweet Dreams by Beyonce is actually a straight up ode to fucking Satan. She's talking to Satan in the song. And she in the video she has the mirrors. That's an old Illuminati conspiracy video though. That song Sweet Dreams. It's about her satanic oath to Father of Lies and how she sacrifices her body and her soul to Satan for fame and glory and all that shit. But anyways, Daylight, Ohio, wrench me up, VB. Nathan needs a corner to go stand. Nathan's more than welcome. Shill Scanner says VB is totally tight. Nathan Oakley says truth hurts. LOL, truth hurts. I got to go back and start checking out Nathan Oakley's Flat Earth debates. If he's still doing that, what he needs to do is just send me a direct Hangouts link to his next one. I'll pop in and I'll start fucking shredding through people. Hand me some fucking globe earthers. Put them on a silver platter for old Validation Boy, and I'll fucking make them run to their fucking mothers, to their mums, crying like a little cuck bitch, Gaia worshipping, globe teat sucking fuck boys that they are. Just send me the link, Nathan. I'm in, baby. Haven't seen you in a hot minute, as they would say. Speaking of a hot minute, fuck. It's break time. It's already fucking break time. Twit, Ed, advise everyone in here who doesn't understand the rules of break time. Thank you guys. Much love. I will return shortly. All right, motherfuck faces. As you can see, this is my face, right? Now, recently, we've been joined by Daniel Pratt, Reshaping Our World. Big props. And on one of his recent videos, he was talking about some fucking idiot troll, being a cuck, whoever they were, whatever it was. And it triggered me into thinking about the fact that, okay, now I know this is going to be controversial, but if you really think about it, now, I think I'd be willing. I mean, obviously, I'd be willing to go through with this because I show my face. But, I think that there should be a new policy with YouTube. I think that you, as a user, should be required to show your face, scan it in, and you can still remain completely anonymous to all people on YouTube, okay? But they need to know who you are. That way you can't have sock accounts. And you can only have one account. And guess what that would make everyone? More fucking accountable. They would actually have to watch what they're saying and doing on their comments because it would be a representation of them. And this is a social media platform. So how can you have multiple fake personalities going? You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be using them just to insult and troll people and stuff like that. Now, if you have like, oh, I want to have a cooking channel, but then I also want to have a guitar channel, or a conspiracy theory channel or something like that, that's, as long as they know that that's what that content's going to be and who's behind it, even if you never show your face on any video on any of your channels ever to anyone, and no other YouTube user has any access whatsoever to your information and stuff, I think that, and if the platform is free like this, then from there you can choose to show your face or not. But I just think that to avoid sock accounts, it would make all the numbers so much more true. I just don't honestly see how they haven't already implemented something like this. I'm sure it'll be the next phase. And yes, it will be used eventually against us, obviously. But, for this platform, there needs to be a change because the sock accounts are they're just kind of just gay, man. It's just like, man, how old are you that you need to have these multiple accounts out there so you can like say little things and stuff, I'm sure there's people out there that are like, oh, I only use my my 17th and 18th fucking, fake sock accounts to say like funny jabs, nothing too serious. I'm not really that mean of a troll, It doesn't matter, man. It's just like, it's fucking cuckery, man. It's fucking cheesy, man. Like people that gotta have the fucking fake accounts. I don't know. I think it's I almost would be willing, you know. I got nothing to hide, so I'll show my fucking face, you know. When it comes to like social, you know, actions, you know. Yeah, I want to hide my fucking identity like anyone should, you know, generally, I guess, as much as possible. But just for safety and shit. But you know, otherwise, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Let me know in the fucking comment section, or let me know in the fucking live stream chat right here. Shill Scanner says I'd have a sick meme avatar. Yeah, see, whatever. We've been joined by Brian's Big Bubba from the pen. We go way back. That's who we've been joined by. Canny, yeah, I know. All right. I just think it would be better. I think it'd be better because then there'd be a little bit more integrity, and there'd be like a true usefulness to the platform. People would be accountable and be like, oh, well, I know what that person thinks because this is what they said, not 12 different, you know, accounts saying thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever they're doing, and saying shit or whatever. It's just dumb. The stock accounts kind of got to go. Shit. But yeah, like I said, we're going to breach into a little bit of sports. I guess I was talking about sports a little bit earlier, but, you know, I got to link this video to you guys, you know, in the end of this. I recently got unlimited data on my phone, somewhat recently. Yeah. And I'm enjoying it because I'm just, you know, at work instead of trying to find other stuff to, you know, entertain myself with while I'm driving endlessly. What I need, you know, I figured it'd be great to go back and watch some of the older live streams of my own just to see what was going on, you know, see if I can make maybe like a best of video and stuff like that. But I've never been able to really do it. But for a while now, I've been able to enjoy watching whole live streams back and shit like that. And I don't even know why I was telling you guys that. Fuck. I lost myself. Anyways. Deep thoughts with Validation Boy, right? I'll come back to it if I remember. Anyways. Oh, yeah. What I was trying to get at is that I watched some old episode from, you know, April or something of last year. And it was just slow going. Same way it is right now. Not too much drama, you know. Top brass are being top brass. We got to keep flat earth conservative. The message, it lives on its own. I mean, yeah, I am the granddaddy of it. And I guess I am the leader of it, you know, Eugene 12, who was mentioning that, you know, we got to get back to the flat earth conservative. I mean, yeah, I've beat that dead horse, and, you know, and I've said things, and when the big top brass people go and do silly things with big corporate, you know, government fucking entities and do their things, flat earth conservative, you know, but I've said it eloquently in the past. I couldn't say it any better now. Yeah, it's obvious, it's true, you know, that we need to be way more conservative. I know there's several other key channels out there that generally fall in accordance with that principle in a roundabout way. But flat earth conservatism it's truly an inward thing. I know I haven't said it in a while, but you guys know what it's about. I don't want to talk about it right now. You know, there's really nothing going on. Yeah. There's top brass people making fools of everybody. There is. That's why I'm fucking flat earth conservative. I don't even want to talk about them. I'm so conservative, I don't even want to mention the things that they're doing. You know? I despise it so much. It's such a bad taste in my mouth that I don't even want to just go there. I just want to like ignore it. Maybe to go away, even though it won't go away. Sadly, it's not going to go away. But here's the thing, man. Flat Earth, if it gets too big, society's going to push it back, and it's going to shun everyone. And those people who do get shunned, and shamed back into being globe believers and pretending like they never thought the earth was actually flat and go back and stuff, like how Timmy Osmond and Jed did. No, I'm just kidding. No, but really though. But really, people like that, well, then fuck them. We never needed them, okay? And flat earth elitism is the next stage. And eventually that's what it's going to naturally come to. It's going to naturally come to those of us who stuck it out the whole time and never stopped believing it was flat and never caved into social pressures and fucking secretly being coaxed into worshiping the GPV through believing in the fucking globe. Because that's, once again, all that the globe is worship of Gaia's pregnant belly. And it takes our flat map and stretches it across Gaia's pregnant belly and calls Earth Mother Earth and Mother Nature. And there's a natural default tendency for women to have a certain position in any functioning civilization. In our current civilization here in the modern day, women have been compelled to, or have for some reason decided to, push things way past the boundaries of balance. And what we call that is cultural Marxism, or feminism, more accurately. And everything always comes back to that secret granddaddy conspiracy of them all. And that is the fact that most people spend, well, all men, pretty much 99.99% of all men spend their entire life kneeling at the altar of the GPV. Okay. And that is a very, very big conspiracy because it shapes entire life goals. It shapes entire decades of time that get spent in a man's life. And that is why it is actually literally the hugest fucking conspiracy of all times. Me and my woman were trying to sort this out. She's so brilliant. Okay. She can step outside of her female mind and come to this elevated place. And I can step outside of my male mind and come to an elevated place and meet her. Okay. We can get rid of that bias and we can go into deep levels of discussion about these issues. And we're trying to sort it out. Like, is it just that women in general have figured out a way to cuck men out? Or is it that there's some government force, some entity that has validated the notion that such behavior is okay and acceptable socially, and also made it so that if you don't accept it socially, you are now painted as, quote, evil because of the fact that you are conservative, and you were conservative because conservative was the right thing to be all along, because it was the safe way to live, the smart way to live, the honorable, okay, good, honest way to live, okay? And, they invert it. Like, they fucking invert everything. Okay. And it's obvious. But yeah, like I said, let's get sporty. I'm going to link this video below. It's a crazy, 20-second long video. Some guy, Evan Longoria, catches a foul ball during an interview, and it's insane. You got to see it. You got to see it to believe it. It's like the person that he saved someone's life, basically. Whew. It's fucking amazing. Okay. But anyways, I'm going to link that below because it's something I haven't gotten off my watch later list. I kept watching it over and over. I'm just enthralled by the dynamics of what happens in this 20-second video. It's an old video from like the 90s or early 2000s or something, I think. But yeah, I was watching that, and it leads me into raging on umpires, or umpires make fucking bullshit calls, worst umpires of the last decade, shit like that. And I love seeing that because oh man, I hate it when umpires and people like that throw games or make bad calls and shit like that. It really, really triggers the living fuck out of me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's injustice. It's unjustified. It's a evasion of justice. It's injustice, right? That's the word I was looking for. Injustice. And in the sport of competition, and when you're in the mode of competition, it's kill or be killed. Once you get to that level, it's kill or be killed. And especially in physical sports and stuff like that. So watching umps make bad calls and then getting punked out for it. I like those kind of videos, or like where the players they say fuck you to the ump and they go in and shit. Stuff like that. I really enjoy that kind of shit. Or when players fight back, like if a player's trolling someone in an NBA game and they're like all up in their shit, and then all of a sudden they come back and then, oh, what do you know? Bam, fucking shoulder block to the fucking neck and shit or something. And yeah, sweet revenge and shit. I love that kind of shit, because it's all about that justice, And, you should listen to this. You should fucking watch. I'm gonna fucking link this below too. The Voice of Truth. Badass channel. It's all about karma and instant karma and justice getting served. Okay. It's a channel I just fucking love and adore. It's an old channel, and he comes out with one little 3-minute video every 5-6 months now at this point, but he has hundreds of videos, if not thousands. And he's been around for a long time, and you can just get lost in his channel, and it's just endless karma, justice, instant karma, fights, bullying, guns getting pulled, fucking weapons, robberies, instant justice. Fucking, it's such badass. It's like people fighting back, fucking fighting back against the fucking scum of the earth and shit, He has all kind of badass shit. I'm going to link him below too. But anyways, so it brought me into umpires, and then I was looking at all these umpires, and now I see there's videos about how they're gonna be getting rid of the home plate umpire in baseball, which I think is actually quite fucking brilliant. And I'm actually fucking going, if it's all sports and entertainment and bullshit anyways, might as well go fucking tech on it, because there's nothing worse than a ball hitting the dirt and bouncing back up into the fucking catcher's mitt, and a batter not even swinging on it, and then assuming it's ball 4 and taking his walk to first base, and then the umpire standing up, waiting a couple seconds, looking at that batter vengefully, and then saying, strike, you're out. It makes you want to fucking murder someone. It makes you want to fucking murder someone, specifically that umpire and shit. Like, bitch, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I personally end up living vicariously through that player. And I'm like, why don't you just go over there and knock that umpire the fuck out? Like, just don't even say nothing. Kick him in the nuts and then elbow him in the fucking face and just kill him. Almost borderline fucking kill him. Why don't you just do that? That's what I would end up fucking doing. That's why you can't put me in that organized shit. Too much heat. Okay. And I'm definitely not a tough guy. So I'm not sitting here trying to be Mr. Tough Guy or nothing. But that's just the way I fucking feel. Okay. When I see certain things like that, especially in competition like that, I know it's unhealthy and childish and pathetic and very not flat earth and very fucking spiritually weak, but at the same time, it's also my manhood and shit, and these things, instant triggers, and I can't really help it. I'm not really proud of it, but I'm telling you this, it makes watching sports even that much more fucking fun for me. Okay. And that's even why I love professional wrestling even that much more. And I've been on a kick right now. I'm in the middle of a 3-hour and 45-minute long collection of the best Ric Flair promos in history. And it's the top 60 Ric Flair promos of all times. And a promo is basically a guy gets the mic and he talks to the camera and talks shit about his upcoming opponent or former opponent or whatever, cutting a promo. It's like just when they're talking shit. And then there's been epic promos, many epic, amazing promos that can make you literally stand up out of your fucking seat and get fucking pumped up, when certain times, in pro wrestling, especially in the past, And this is a collection of his shit from anywhere from 83 or so all the way up through the 90s into the 2000s. I don't even know where it ends because I'm only about a quarter of the way through it, and it's nothing but Ric Flair cutting promos. Shit's fucking amazing, and I can't get enough of it. And I just sit there and fucking watch it for hours because it's some of the best shit out there. Way into that fucking shit. Way into the fucking theater of that shit, and I love it. And I have no shame whatsoever because I think it truly is the fucking sport of kings. The sport of fucking kings, man. As Al Bundy would tell you, right? Okay. Now, so watching these umpires, and they're going to fucking use that digital strike zone box. And I think that's pure genius. It's completely accountable. End of story. It eliminates all kinds of shit. But it also, I guess, would fuck up, throwing players out at third, doing fake plays, things like that. But eliminating the power of the umpire to make that decision, and then maybe even keep a real catcher there who can do all those other throwing position things. So you can do throwbacks and all those kinds of things. it would make more sense. It'd be more fucking fair because these, come on, man. People put all this effort into this thing, into this, these games, and then and they got all these people that paid money to participate in the joy of it. And there should at least, if people are already going to be fucking silly and play these sports and shit, human beings, well, can we at least get a little bit of fucking integrity in it so that at least it means something? So there's some fucking honor in it. So there's something in it. And there's some kind of merit and meaning to the fact that your team is the champion, or that your team finished 5th in the league out of 32 teams, at least, or my team finished, 10th out of 32 teams, or fucking 2nd, there should be merit in it, there should be at least be some fucking honor in it. It just doesn't make sense, but anyways, so it brings me to the fucking NBA finals. And then I found these great highlight package fucking videos where they show you the finals. And then, I couldn't be more happy in the fact that LeBron James, that motherfucker, that prick. I think the dude's a prick. And I'll tell you why in a minute. That motherfucker got his ass swept in the fucking finals. Just eliminated 4 straight. Okay, and in game 3, they were even up. They were up. And then Golden State came back and fucked them up. And when it brings into question, like, okay, well, is LeBron or Michael Jordan the greatest of all times, right? And I'm an older guy, right? And I grew up and I watched the NBA. I watched the fucking Chicago Bulls all season long, all throughout the 90s and into the finals, and all the other teams, and the San Antonio Spurs and the Utah Jazz and the fucking Larry Bird Celtics and the Magic Johnson Lakers, and all through the Allen Iverson 76ers and the David Robinson and even the Tim Duncan Spurs and all that. And I remember when Golden State and Los Angeles Clippers were just blips on the map, and they were the biggest jobbers, and they would win like 12 to anywhere between 8 and 12 games out of the year. But yeah, I mean, I lived through all that. So of course, by default, I'm going to say Michael Jordan's way fucking better than LeBron James. And yeah, they are 2 different positions, but LeBron plays the position nowadays because there kind of is no more center. He kind of is like a shooting guard. He almost is a Michael Jordan. He's in the paint about a little bit less than Michael Jordan was, or inside the 3-point a little bit less than he was, maybe. I don't know, but maybe not. Maybe he was in there inside more. But see, nowadays the game is bastardized, and basically there's a lot less defense. So Michael Jordan did everything that he did in an era when teams were playing hard defense. And back when you used to go into the paint and you'd catch an elbow to the fucking grill, and refs didn't call whistles like all the time back then. They said, let's just keep this fucking game going. You knew coming in that dude was going to post up on you. You knew that knee was going to hit your knee, and you knew his shoulder was coming right at your fucking face from like 5 feet away. And we both watched it, and you drilled yourself right into him trying to get that call. And yeah, you got your bucket. You should be so lucky. Throw the fucking ball in bounds and shut up. I don't care. Get your ass up off the floor. Let these ball boys come over here and wipe this sweat up now and get your ass back on the other end of the court where you belong. And now you look at the guy the wrong way. You look at LeBron James sideways. Oh, technical foul. You're out of the game. Ejected. Then the coach comes in. What the fuck? Coach ejected. Okay. It's fucking gay now. Okay. Basketball sucks now. Okay. And all they do is shoot 3-pointers. Yeah. And Stephon Curry is a fucking beast. And he can nail threes like Danny Ainge and fucking Steve Kerr combined all day long. Okay. He's like the illegitimate love bastard of Danny Ainge and Steve Kerr, nailing threes like it's nothing. Yeah, he's fucking, it's amazing. Okay, athletic prowess off the charts. But he can do all kinds of other stuff too. LeBron James, they argue that he has no supporting cast. So it was really LeBron James versus Kevin Durant and Stephon Curry and such and such and such and such. Okay. Doesn't really matter. Okay. If you guys had your fundamentals, all those players on your team are all fucking all-stars. Your team got to the fucking finals. So what excuse do you really have? Okay. that these other players on this other side they're just that much better. Well, then you're not playing defense and you're a little bitch boy, and you deserve every minute of it. You deserve every minute of people saying that Kevin Durant is better than your side, third position player, Anyways, just thought I'd talk about that, And the reason that I rejoice in the fact that LeBron James got swept in his little competition is because he's the fucking producer of this other game show that we watch on occasion called The Wall. Okay. And The Wall is a super version of Plinko from The Price is Right on steroids. It's Plinko on steroids. And it's mega Plinko. And then there's these trivia questions, and you get these balls and they drop down through the Plinko. And the questions are sometimes very fucking agenda driven, but often not. But often, many times they are. And LeBron James is behind the whole thing. Okay. And sometimes the balls take really, really stupid, kind of obviously fucking fake bounces and shit. And it just makes you wonder if the balls are made of a certain material and they have control of the board from behind it. And LeBron James is literally choosing how much money the people get behind the scenes. You can see it. You can see it play out. You can see the bullshit happening if you really watch the show. And keep in mind that LeBron James is the producer behind the scenes. And that, okay, here's the situation. We got an interracial couple. Okay. Now, the question is going to be some really race sensitive, weird thing. It's going to make everybody super uncomfortable. Okay. We're going to expect the white man or the white woman to say X, Y, and Z is their answer. We're going to expect the black husband or the black wife to say X, Y, and Z as their thing. And everyone's going to get uncomfortable. Okay, it's going to be this awkward thing. There's going to be agendas behind everything. There's going to be questions about homosexuals. There's going to be weird, fucked up shit that goes on. And then depending on what the person says, we're going to reward them. And we're going to have it look like it's going straight to the 100,000. And last second, it bounces to the $10. Oh, shucks. And you can just picture the fucking guy backstage being a fucking prick doing this. Okay. And it's fucking fake. It's Hollywood. It's fucking fake as fuck. It's balls bouncing down a thing. It's just as fixed as Plinko could have been. Just as fixed as later Plinko could have been. Early Plinko, not so much. But later Plinko, definitely. And that's what it is. It's super jacked up later version. Plinko 2.0, really. Or maybe even Plinko 3.0. But on fucking steroids. Okay? And LeBron James is behind it all. And I'm convinced. Because you see the fucking agendas play out. If you watch a little bit of these game shows and this shit, you see it all. It's so disgusting. Like, don't even get me started on America's Got Talent. We had to actually vow ourselves not to watch it. Even when we used to only watch it on fast forward. We can't even do that anymore. It's so fucking satanic and demonic. It's so disgusting and shameful. It's so fucking agenda driven and so putrid and soulless and rotten. It's so demonic. People like LeBron James are behind it. Okay. And then, so we watch The Flash. Watch that show, The Flash, and Arrow, And Arrow was comic-y, and it's just fun. It's just background shit because it's so cartoony, it's just background shit. Flash is a little more visually stunning. It was for its first 3 fucking seasons, and there wasn't really these fucking agendas. But, come season 4, it came on Netflix, so I'm just now getting to it. I watched episode 1. Okay. Flash was fucking trapped in some time trap because he was so fast. He was faster than time itself and shit. Because Flash is supposed to be some kind of sick reinterpretation and rip off of Jesus with all these twisted satanic connotations implied to him too, because he's like lightning. Therefore, he's like Lucifer and he can transcend time and stuff like that in space. So he's like this evil fucking red speed demon antichrist. And they even call him Speed Demon, but he does these false Christ-like things and shit, like return. He resurrects from the time trap or from the underworld or from the netherworld or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and resurrects back, and everything. in the beginning of this season, because in the last one he got trapped, and the spoiler alert, in the last one he got fucking trapped, and then this one he fucking reemerges. Except when he reemerges, he's all crazy. Oh, he's fucking crazy and shit. And you know, he's incoherent, so they have to, and he's dangerous because he's like speeding around doing things irrationally. He doesn't know he's like a caged animal. You know, he's so wild, and he can only like keep painting these E equals MC squared bullshit on the wall, all over all the walls, because he's fucking crazy now, man. And fucking, you know, whatever. So it sucks already right out of the gate this season. When it didn't used to be that bad. It didn't used to be that bad. There actually used to be some visually stunning shit that would happen in it, and you would root for the characters a little bit, you know. But you know, it's strange. I was never really a TV person, but you know, that's me getting old, I guess. Fuck. I'm a sellout. I'm a fucking cuck for the TV. I'm a fucking sellout. What a little TV bitch boy, validation boy has become. I'm ashamed. Please forgive me, Father. Oh, it's disturbing, guys. I'm ashamed. But I'll tell you, though, at least when I watch this shit, I can see all of this shit, because this season of Flash is so disgustingly different, okay? And this is the fucking trend. This is the trend I'm revealing to you guys. It's not just in Flat Earth with lemon heads and muffs, okay? And vegan witches and the sort, okay? It's not just limited to that. Oh, it's the mainstream. And that's why we're getting it in this scene. That's why we're getting it in this scene now, because it's been pushed in the mainstream for long enough to where what I'm about to say, you know, is happening. And then these fucking people have to come along and be them muff little fucking loser selves. Okay. And it's supposed to be accepted. They know that it's accepted out there. And, you know, for the most part, it does get accepted in this fucking scene. But, you know, I'm the fucking sole voice. Once again, Validation Boy has to be the fucking sole voice of reason when it comes to this particular conspiracy, which also happens to actually be bigger than Flat Earth and the biggest conspiracy probably of all times. And I've revealed it to you guys. And that is of the fucking hidden gynocracy. Okay. And I'm proud that God, I'm not even proud. I'm humble. God blessed me with that knowledge, and I was able to share it with you guys. So forgive me, listeners, for even saying I'm proud. I was wrong when I said that. You know, and maybe I even exposed myself a little bit. Maybe I need to say a little bit more extra prayers and think about this and get even more introspective. The fact that I even let that Freudian slip come out of my mind. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I do need to humble myself, because it really is all about you guys and me just telling you, and me letting what I hope to be goodness channel through me from our Creator, from our Father, from Jesus Christ, channel through me and tell you guys some kind of good message, some kind of direction to give you as an option in your life, not to lead you. I'm not trying to be no one's shepherd. I'm in the darkest corner. I don't want to be an evil wizard, but it turns out I'm some kind of wizard of intellectualism, if that's even a word, which it's not. All right, so Flash. He's all fucking, they put him in a little holding pen, little villain-proof holding pen. They have a whole jail cell, a whole jail thing underground full of these fucking villains. Put him in one just for safekeeping, just for now, just so we can figure it out. And in the meantime, since he's been gone, all right, his girlfriend, who was just a reporter, has now taken over as the leader of his Team Flash, okay? Which now includes Kid Flash and, you know, some other girl and some other people, some of which who have superpowers. And now she, totally unqualified, takes over as the leader of this group and manages and commands them. Okay, so she's in charge now, right? And Flash comes back and he's all crazy. And he fucking, and then so what she does, okay, no one can figure out how to fix Flash. So what does she do? She purposely gets herself caught by some low-level villain and has her dad, who also adopted Flash, so it's technically like his dad too, because he adopted him as a baby. So they're like brother and sister, but they're also a married couple. It's disturbing. I know. They were raised as brother and sister, because it's like the dad, Joe, he's black, and then the wife of Flash is black. And then Flash is this white kid, which the father adopted. So they were raised as brother and sister, but he always loved her. But then they went through all this crap and they did all these people. And then now they're married to each other. It's kind of distorted and twisted, because they are brother and sister and got married in a way. But yeah, but she's in charge now, you know, so he's crazy. And so then Daddy Joe runs in after she's legitimately been kidnapped, which she actually gives herself to the bad guy for her little hatching of her master plan. And Daddy Joe runs, "Oh, Flash, your wife, my daughter, has been captured by whoever." And then he just snaps out of it. Oh, snaps out of it for the GPV and is back to 100% fully coherent, fully remembers everything. He's fully back to his full fucking self again, snapped right out of it because of that GPV, busts right through the fucking door, that the holding cell that's impossible to break through because he's super Flash now. And he busts through in the name of that GPV and he goes and he saves that GPV from that bad guy. Oh, yeah. But she's the leader, right? So then in the next episode, episode 2, I don't even know if I'm going to finish this season. I'm going to watch like the first 5 episodes. And if every single fucking episode ends up being about the GPV, I'm not going to watch the rest of the season. That's what happened with Black Mirror. I started realizing watching that show, Black Mirror, I finally fucking watched it out of sheer boredom. I finally got to it. And after about 3 episodes in, I started realizing, straight up fucking vagina worship. Straight up fucking gynocratic fucking vagina worship. Fucking mind programming, feminist, feminazi lies, anti-father, pro-satanic, fucking witchcraft, GPV, throne, fucking kneeling, cuck boy, faggot shit, dude. Okay? That's all Black Mirror was. And I ended up making an entire series analyzing each fucking episode of Black Mirror and showing how every single fucking episode of Black Mirror was all about a subtle undertone of pushing worship at the altar, at the foot of the altar of the fucking GPV in one way or another. Every single fucking episode, okay? Now, episode 2 of Flash busts in, and this time, they're having trouble communicating because now she's the fucking boss. Okay? Bitch is boss now. Right? She runs this now. No matter how coherent and the fact that you are the Flash. So by the end of the episode, she's saying, we are the Flash. They compromise and say that we're the. So she includes herself in the glory of being the Flash, even though she doesn't do jack shit. She's an unqualified newspaper sports writer that got fired from her shitty sports column and happens to be married to the Flash and now runs Star Labs, the home of Team Flash, where all the magic happens and he saves the city on a daily basis from the headquarters of all his greatness and glory. And she runs this and he's been away for all this time, you know. So bitch is in charge, you know. So he's not, you know, he disobeys one of her commands, but he saves the person's life. But it wasn't, you know, even though he did the right thing, he didn't follow her fucking orders while she was in command, telling his ass what to do because she's the boss now. And so it's we need to go to couples therapy. Oh, cuckold's fucking therapy. Okay. And sidetrack, couples therapy. Okay. I had a friend who played in a band with, and he worked at a Catholic church. That was his job. He got paid a pretty penny to like run basically like the administrative duties of running the day-to-day operations of the empty church in a Catholic church. That was popular on the weekends and stuff, and on, you know, Bible study group nights and stuff like that, whatever they were doing. But he had to be there in the morning times, and there would be scheduled things where couples would come in and they would be, if they're going to get married in the Catholic tradition, it would be like this Catholic law kind of religious thing where they have to go to couples therapy long before they even actually get married. Like once the guy proposes, then they have to go through like 3 months of hundreds of hours of couples therapy with some guy. And so that before they even get married, and it's actually quite a wise approach, you know, and that's why a lot of Catholics pretty much stay together, I think. And the guy will let them know, or the woman will let them know if they're not ready or not really the right people for each other and stuff. And they have to do that. And it's a tradition, but it's at the same time, couples therapy is kind of the same thing. And like a psychologist, and it's always geared towards the woman, and it's always geared towards the woman being able to basically get that stronghold and get them claws deeper into the man and get that man to accept his role and that she is his commander. Okay. Now, don't forget that Flash's girlfriend wanted to be saved like the damsel in distress earlier, and now she wants to be the boss bitch, right? Okay, so modern women, the show is reinforcing and validating that type of behavior. And by the end of the show, no repercussions come about from this. She's still seen as like this glorious heroine. And at the end of the episode, she's talking about, you left me. And it's like, yeah, bitch, I left you so that the entire universe didn't crumble in on itself and you're all dead and I'm dead too. And everyone's fucking dead. That's why I went away for those months, to literally save the fucking universe and shit. kind of had to. That kind of supersedes your fucking selfish needs of, but you left me all alone. You know, bitch, make up your mind. But anyways, and the fucking show reinforces and validates and praises that kind of an approach, and makes females that are watching that show think, or men that are watching that show think that's normal. That's healthy human behavior. That's how civilization is supposed to fucking operate somehow. This romanticized, fucked, contorted, twisted view of how modern fucking civilization is supposed to operate. This gynocentric fucking cuckery and bullshit. That's the sick message. And think about, it's younger audiences that are watching this shit too. Okay. And then it made me, sidetrack, because, the Catholics do this, and the Catholic Church, and I'm not trying to hate on my Catholic, viewers and stuff. I was raised part Catholics, kind of, not strongly, but, I ended up becoming, obviously much more Protestant, or whatever you want to call it, in a pure faith in the Creator. It's beyond Protestant or Baptist or anything like that. It's just, worship of the Father, Jesus Christ, our Father in the flesh. But, so in the first episode, he's awoken by the GPV, and he goes to save it. And in this episode, he's forced into couples therapy, which is really just a way for a woman to command her man even more, and get, break a man down even more. And the Catholics do it, and the Catholics really are, ritual based and almost very materialistic. They even praise Mother Mary and stuff, which is a false deity. The material world, which is what Mother Mary represents. The Christ of Catholicism is not exactly like the real Christ. They don't really talk about Jesus Christ, exactly what he did, in any true hardcore Catholic church, or even that, Orthodox Church of England, which is basically a ripoff of, or basically an extension of the Catholic Church, but just minus one separate rule. There's no talk about what Jesus Christ really did and who Jesus Christ really is in Catholic tradition. So that's why the Catholic Church is actually many consider it the Church of the Antichrist. They have the Pope, who positions himself as an intermediary between God and man, when Jesus was not an intermediary between God and man. Jesus was God in the flesh. He was not an intermediary. He was not a stepping stone, a ladder to God. He was not even though he ended up making himself that for us spiritually by doing what he did, the self-sacrifice that he did. It gave a gateway for our souls after death to return to the Father, a ladder to return to the Father, if we accept the fact that Jesus Christ is God in the flesh. It's not that he's a stepping stone. It's the fact that you accept the fact that he is God in the flesh. That's as simple as Jesus Christ and our Creator, our Father. That's as simple as it all really gets. And the fact that you do have to humble yourself and strive to live a virtuous life and honor your Creator, honor all the blessings that the Creator has given you. That's what that's all about. But I mean, so the Catholic Church kind of, it kind of makes sense, right? And this whole show, this episode's all about that. And so what's it going to be? Is she going to be the damsel in distress when she needs to for her convenience? And then she's going to be the commanding boss bitch when it's convenient for her to do that. See how fucking easy women have it? Shit, women have it so fucking easy in this world. It's almost fucking laughable. And when I hear women bitching and moaning in America, it's just the most funniest thing to me. And there's some fucking young woman, I guess, with her kids that hangs around in the parking lot with a whole sign and all that, need help. Oh, 5 kids, all okay, and drive past. Sometimes she don't think no one's looking. She has a cell phone, and the little baby and the thing has their own cell phone, and all on the cell phone. How the fuck are you paying for that cell phone, and you need people to give you? Where are you charging that cell phone? Where are you charging both of those cell phones? How much does that plan cost? Who bought you those cell phones? It's bullshit, okay? People are scum out there. People are deceivers. They think they can get away with it, especially in my town, because my town's so fucking forced multiculturalist fucking demon pit and shit, okay? Demon pit. You know, I guess I already brushed on this earlier, the fact that flat earth is yeah, it can be viewed scientifically, obviously, like blatant obvious science, which, is like, just I consider more like reality. Like, how can the how can the earth overtake the sun in speed while they're doing this whole corkscrew thing in space? It's all bullshit. Gravity and space and all that, it's all bullshit. Okay. And I was listening back to my old April Validation Boy live stream, and I was then reading an article about some kind of, fucking photons and protons in the atmosphere of Mars and all this shit, some bullshit article. And I was breaking down how the article was all bullshit. And, it's true then as it is right now. The article itself even admitted, as I was listening to myself read the article back, the article itself fucking admitted the fact that everything in it was all theoretical. It said the words theoretical and stuff, like, or is thought to, such and such is thought to comprise such and such element of this, that. So the articles are they're blatantly honest. They tell you it is all theory. There is no science whatsoever concerning space and outer space. Okay. We don't even know what the sky is, or where it stops, or where it is, what it is. We don't even know what the sky even is. Okay. Let alone some outer space that allegedly exists and shit. And the fucking dynamics of objects therein. Okay. We don't know anything about that shit. I was going to go into a long, drawn out thing about times I've met certain people, but I think I'm going to save that for yet another episode. You do have to be flat earth conservative. If you want to remain a flat earther, you have to be flat earth conservative, because this whole thing with going out and doing tests and being diplomatic with mainstream cuckery outlets and shit like that, fuck it. Shit ain't worth it. Fuck all that bullshit. Who fucking cares? I don't need the fucking validation of mainstream fucking media to be a flat earther. Flat earth is faith-based. I personally don't even fucking need the science. I just need to look out at the ocean and think about it, and think about the dome and the flat and God and consciousness and what happens after we die and the filth of the material world and the praise that I have to give God for the fact that I do get to return to him. That we all do. We all get a chance, I think. Well, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us get a chance. What's better than that? Blood Angel, fire. Lori Gale, Chapin Roberts. I have just pretty much not even looked at this chat. They Lie, Ohio, at Upside Down Head. Man. Chapin Roberts, fucking Kenny from Lanada. Schlaminger. Wow. You guys are the best. How awesome is this environment? Eugene 12, MJ is the GOAT. Yeah, Michael Jordan is the greatest. 2 3-peats? Give me a fucking break, dude. 2 3-peats? All right. Chapin Roberts, Shape of the Earth still not proven. Any objections? No, I agree with that 100%. That's why I believe in faith and dogmatically, faithfully believe that the Earth is a flat plane in one way or another. It really is. And to me, it definitely always is. I personally never go up high enough for it to be anything other than a flat plane. I never get to see any curvature. I never do anything in my life that would even take me that high up. I can look at the balloon footage, of which you don't see any curvature. You just see an endless flat plane. Other than that, I'm not the person in that balloon. I'm not that camera. A picture's only worth so many words, right? Dogmatically on faith. 100% on faith. The earth is flat. I'll tell you that with a fucking straight face. Because to me, it always is, always has been. There's always been nothing but a flat plane to me in my life. End of story. Right? Blood Angel Jordan couldn't really shoot and was a ball hog. Yeah, he definitely couldn't shoot, right? All right. So yeah, peripheral topics. Not much flat Earth talk. Talked about the idea of a flat Earth a little bit here in the end, a little bit in the first segment. This is gonna go on private like always. It's been a joy having you. It's been great watching my old shows back. Wow, the evolution of validation, boy. Sometimes I'm triggered, man. Sometimes I have a hot night. Tonight's been a rather cool night, right? We're all fucking cool up in here tonight. Yeah. Bird was way better. Larry Bird was the fucking man. Larry Bird was the man, We had Robert Parrish, right? He had Danny Ainge. No, not Danny Ainge. Yeah, maybe Danny Ainge. I don't know. I don't remember. All right. Casual fucking episode. Other than that, there's literally nothing else happening at all in Flat Earth. There's nothing at all whatsoever other than some of the things I was talking about happening in Flat Earth right now. Literally. Other than some people doing, National Geographic shit, whatever. Don't need it, don't care. I know they're saying that they're doing it so that Flat Earth side of the argument can be represented fairly. Yeah, pretty sure National Geographic is just gonna fucking bend you guys over like everyone else from the mainstream media has before. Bend you right on over. File 13 on the fucking lube and just go for the kill. Right up your alley. Shit. And they're gonna make it hurt. And you're gonna sit there once again and say, well, at least we're in the camera shot. We'll be noticed. That's all that's happening there. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed, guys. And I don't have hate. And I know other people want me to have hate. I'm neutral on the whole fucking thing at this point because it's just, what's the deal, But I don't want to fucking draw heat and shit too much, So I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed with trying to fucking use the seeking of validation of the fucking mainstream fucking populace, or the populist fucking opinion. Fuck them. Fuck them. It's an inward fucking journey. Keep it dark. Keep it in the darkest corner. Keep it in Validation Boy live stream. June 11th, 2018.